Alright. Hopefully, things will not be so laggy, and I'll be able to get a better video here, and it'll allow for a better upload to my YouTube. That's primarily why I'm doing this. But it's 11:59 my time. I'm hoping to have this done within the hour. I'm gonna just go in general over, you know, the the builds that I'm running, essentially. Why I like them. So, it's a level 6. If anything, it's a mule. I honestly, let's just find out. I honestly don't know if I have stuff stashed on him or not. I really don't. Alright, let's find out. Nope, nothing in the stash. Alright. The next one is a mule. At best. Uh, 218 gear score. He can't really have anything on him, but I don't know about his inventory. Man, I wish I knew. I won't find out how how smooth everything is until after the fact.
Now entering a safe area.
111, the weapons. Yeah, this guy's got nothing on him as well.
Let's get back to it.
Alright, so we know there's nothing on those two characters. This is a... I just started throwing around the idea of doing stuff in the Dark Zone. So, all of the PvP builds and like testing out ideas for the Dark Zone at the moment, this is the character I'm doing them on. In theory, I want to have a Reclaimer build, Reclaimer healer, a Final Measure, and I don't know if I want to go Final Measure DPS or Final Measure heals.
You are now entering a safe area.
And I'm debating about a D3 loadout or not. So, I started trying to piece together a Reclaimer build. A Caduce. The talents on it are... no. It's just all messed up. Right. critical hit chance, rate of fire, whatever. I tried to get crit chance on here, and then I just realized that marshmallows, the crit is just a talent. So it's secondary at best, right? Even with the urban ER, it's still horrible, you know. You can see the talents aren't open. The weapons just are what they are. Skill haste was something that exotic damage resilience and skill haste were the two things that I was looking at for running a healer in the DZ. Let me show you the skill mods. The thing was, I was running a high electronics, you know, like 4K stamina, and I just got folded so quickly. My heals just couldn't keep up with the DPS being put on me. So I started leaning towards a exotic damage resilience, higher stamina, and sacrificing electronics because, you know, I got nowhere to go with firearms, as you can tell. Prioritizing resistances and exotic damage resilience was the idea behind this. Mind you, just running the DZ. So the trifecta, which is nice. By rolling that, I wound up, you know, with some stamina pieces and some electronics pieces. It just kind of is what it is. Skill power here instead of haste. I don't know. It's a healer build. You know, whatever. Like I said, this is all sorts of just the way I play. I went with support station range because as soon as I get the other two pieces of final measure in classified, or reclaimer I mean, I will get the rest of the 6-piece bonus for my station. So support station range is the mods that I'm going to be running, and when I get 2 more, you know. Skill haste, assault rifle damage over crit chance, and that was just because of the way this worked out. The one I had to roll off was something that wasn't even related to DPS, so it was the way to go. So I kept assault rifle damage and but it just kind of is what it is. Let's taste again. So that's the Reclaimer Dark Zone Healer build. So one that I've been sort of eyeballing. Now the lightweight M4 that I have, I know, right? The thing though is, I gotta work with what I got, right? And the military AK-47's what I was using, but that rate of fire just won't get it done. Regardless of the fact that I get the weapon talents from it. It just seems like it's just not enough. It's not fast enough. You know? And this thing is like a little laser beam. And at 850, working with the bullfrog on my PvE character, I'm kind of spoiled. Right? So it just is what it is. The mods on the weapon are as follows. I went with optimal range. I mean, whatever. The headshot damage, I don't know. I would have rather have had something else there. Whatever. Well, let me show you the vector, come to think of it too. Responsive, unforgiving, and is it deadly? What is it? Yes, deadly. Deadly, unforgiving, and responsive are the talents that I would ideally want on all of my PvP weapons. Deadly, unforgiving, and responsive, yada yada yada. 2 out of 3 ain't bad, yeah, whatever. This doesn't have, I might have a build or two that this unlocks at, I don't know. If I do, I do. If I don't, I'm not worried about it. I just gotta work with what I got, right? So this is, that's just funny. But no, it's for predatory, so I can get some health back if I kill him with that. Same with this, so I can get some health back if I kill him with that. By the time you see I'm at 285 and it's 274, by the time I've optimized these holster here for the trifecta stat, it'll be fine. Predator Mark build. So I needed some firearms, you know. I do actually want to do some damage. I'm not necessarily comfortable at 7,500 stamina. I'd like to have more stamina. But it focused on, again, you know, exotic damage resilience and the resistances with the mods. Stamina, exotic damage resilience. It is crit chance. It's the gunfighter build, so I'm, you know, focusing on crit chance, crit damage. It doesn't have burn, but whatever. Yeah, I gotta work with what I got. First aid, self-heal. Skill power, I know. I'd rather have critical there, but like I said, I gotta work with what I got. I needed the resistance for bleed more so than the critical hit damage. Oh, really? Critical damage, critical hit chance, SMG damage. It's a gunfighter build. I'm not using the assault rifle. This is for using the SMG, right? Crit chance. I didn't, at the time, I don't think I was paying attention to the fact that by recalibrating, or not recalibrating, but the other station where you can enhance your stats, whatever. So now there's a 9K striker build and a, like the Predator Mark build, you see the stats are real close. But with the striker, with this build here, I don't know why, but I just think, oh, that's right. So when me and my buddies are doing a what's it called? The division tech farming. There's a couple of routes that a buddy of mine likes to run. And that's why I had this weapon keyed on. It's because we were killing NPCs and I was seeing the difference between the LV, or the lightweight, and that between the two. Because I was thinking that this would be a little bit better of a heavy hitter for strictly going against NPCs. And if we do finally start running into players, I could switch over to this, is what it was. Because I'll run this when we're just farming NPCs, and then if we meet a player, I'll jump into one of these two. And then if I'm going DPS, because we got another healer that's a better healer, more dedicated healer, you know, running the 6-piece set bonuses or whatever, that's when I'll jump into this. or maybe stay in the Predator Mart. But I seem to start to stray and lean towards this striker build more and more. It's the same deal as before, you know. But this one's all exotic damage resilience. Not focused on, very much focused on DPS. I get the DPS from the buff and from the weapon is essentially what I was looking for. So this is like as tanky as I think I can get with, you know, some pieces are. I went with reload speed instead of crit chance because, to tell you the truth, I'd rather reload faster than have a little bit of extra crit. So yeah, let's look at character stat sheets here. With the lightweight M4, I got 12%. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it is what it is. The stability is nice. Makes it fire like a laser beam. The reload speed for PvP, I don't know, I clutch sometimes because of it. I do wind up with some assault rifle damage. Who cares about shotgun damage? If I had SMG damage also, that would be probably the next best thing, like critical hit chance and then assault rifle SMG damage on the gloves. That would probably trump the critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and then weapon damage of choice. I don't know. So, that's just because it's got destructive and also it's an assault rifle. So it helps me knock down NPCs. That's all that's for. So yeah, here we go. %, not bad, not, you know, the closer to 50 I can get, the happier I'll be. In the meantime, it is what it is. New pieces will make this better. I can drop blind def resistance for something more like disrupt resistance or whatnot. Burn resistance at 37, disorient at 4, but whatever. Disrupt, yeah, it's a little bit, it's better than nothing. And then shock resistance. So, and then on my medic, with the Caduceus keyed up, 12%, whatever. So some assault rifle damage, I have no idea. Like, it is what it is. I'm shooting marshmallows. A little bit of enemy armor damage, alright, that helps with NPC knockdown, no big deal. I wanted to get closer to like 50%, 48% or whatever it is for skill haste cap, because I'm a healer, I want my heals to come back quickly. If I could add some signature skill resource gain, that would be savvy too, but yeah, I don't know, we'll just have to see what happens with like weapon talents and maybe, I don't know, because at close to 300k health I still feel super squishy. I really just do. Like, I almost need to run like 9k stamina, it seems like, for all the PvP builds. I'm just not sure. But here we go. 49% exotic damage resilience, which isn't bad. 41% bleed, so close to 50, 32. So the resistances are pretty dialed in. A little more shock would be nice. And yeah, that's for the medic. Let's look at the character sheet for... Let's get that vector on deck, because that's the killer. You know what I'm saying? That's... Oops. So with the vector up, 40% chance to crit. Now we're talking. Because this is for going after players. 96 on the crit chance. Headshot damage is irrelevant, I think. I can't really land headshots. I go for the body. The reload bonus speed there. That's nice. You will take it. 8% plus what's on the gloves equals 20% SMG damage. And as you can see, nothing. No enemy armor damage, like I've got this as close to good as I get for what I'm working with, and until I get better pieces, it just is what it is. 337k, I mean, like I said, I still feel squishy, whatever, I don't know. I'm new at it, I think. 23% still very low in my opinion. I'm trying to work it up, but for a starting point with what I had to work with, I think I'm doing alright, considering I've got, decent bleed resistance on it. The burn resistance could definitely get some work. Disorient, I have no idea why that's in there. That could be rolled to burn. So, shock, bleed, some exotic, some burn, I'm not as tanky as I would want to be, of course. Hopefully I can get some better Predator pieces and then get the 6-piece set bonus finally. And get that working and then go for a 9k stam build. But in the meantime, it's like, since I don't get that anyways, it's just the bleed I get, I might as well have some DPS output, right? This isn't a classified piece, it's gonna be replaced, I have one piece rolled to firearms is what it'll wind up being, and that'll just sheerly be so I can hit web talent unlocks most likely. So I think I'll be alright there. Let's look at this balanced striker, like because I was testing that out. The AK up. We're looking at 23. With the SMG up. 16. That's not bad. A little bit. I don't know how that snuck in there. It's on a piece and there's nothing I can do about it. A little bit, and a little bit. So if we could get disrupt and this blind deaf, fixed up, dumped into like either burn and bleed or maybe, I don't know. Yeah, I'd probably go with burn and bleed. You've already seen, this was the one I led off with as far as. So these are my PvP builds. This is something I've been working towards. I enjoy playing this the most. I just can't seem to get it working right. When I finally get the right pieces, and a 9k stam build, I think Predator Mark will be just fine. I think that'll be the one I go to as a, I don't know, a hybrid support kind of character. And in the meantime, work on my Reclaimer build and work on getting a 6-piece final measure PvP build set up. So let's log out of her. I've taken out some builds in my PvP repertoire, or my PvE repertoire, because I just don't seem to run them. I just don't use them, flat out. So my trimmed down version of the builds that I actually do swap to and use quite frequently. And they all have their own little niche, their own little usage. I got a D3 build specifically for when I'm doing, oh no, what is it, like Clear Sky. There's like lots of different missions I'll use the D3 on. Running the bomb for Falcon Lost. Or is it Falcon Lost? Anyways, running the bomb on the one where you blow up the APC and some other things, you know, there's lots of different builds that I run for reasons. So first and foremost, my medic build. The one that I've been using since like over a year ago now. So there's one electronic skill power and the other one skill haste. I know. There's reasons. Crit chance, because crit chance is important for the weapon proc, damage to elites, because it is a 4K firearms. Like, I am able to go kill stuff with this build, you know. Like, I wanted it to be viable for me to do stuff with. Like, I don't want to shoot marshmallows. Support station range. I'm not taking any of the mods off of this character. The firearms skill haste was because I needed to hit 3800 or something like that, and I wasn't sure. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, I needed to hit 3832, so yeah, I can drop that firearms skill haste for any electronics stamina mod while I'm looking at this. Again, crit chance was important, skill haste, assault rifle damage, because it is an assault rifle. So I can probably get some more electronics on this build, which is nice. And then the holster. Healing speed. You can see I got one piece of classified. So, take a look at the weapons. 20k flat, which, I mean, it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. Talented. If I'm critting a lot, at least it's gonna kinda maybe do so. I don't know. Oh, let me show you weapon mods, because I went with all crit chance if I could. Crit chance for the scope. And then a little bit of crit damage. And then optimal range, because again, I'm not trying to do DP. I've got a utilitarian. I've got to utilize more. I've got to be a utility, not a tip of the spear. Right. I got a tip of the spear build. We'll get to that in a second. Talented, determined, and then signature resource gain. And this has got talented on it. Yeah, that was pretty much it. We'll go through the character sheet real quick. So I probably hit like 83, 8.3k electronics, whatever. I don't know. That'll probably just bring this up to like 2.45, 2.5 on the increase my skill power plus whatever plus the skill powers that I got. I'll take that, I don't know, close to 280 and change. Maybe just close to 280. A little bit of crit chance, that's not bad for the assault rifle. That's horrible, but whatever. Headshot damage, hey, you know. Some accuracy, some stability, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just a little bit. It's spread out, as you can tell. Like a little bit, just some assault rifle damage, you know, little things here and there, just a little bit of this, a little bit of the enemy armor damage. It all adds up to where I can actually be somewhat viable in legendary content as far as killing stuff. That 45% skill haste is nice. It's 48. I just took off that 3% skill haste firearms mod. So, it's 48%. PvE, 200k is pretty much alright. You're doing fine at 200k. I got nothing into stamina. Just a little bit exotic damage resilience, that helps. Burn helps. Disorient helps. Disrupt helps. Doing underground content, this helps out a lot. There's not a lot of shock that I can't really get around, but if I get hit in the dome with that green lasered sniper, right, this helps make that go away. If I got flashbang go off on me, this helps make that go away. There's not, I mean, if I bleed, I bleed. Blind F resistance, that's, you know, just a tiny bit of exotic damage resilience. That's what I'm working with. So from here, I've got a final measure. This is my tip of the spear build. Right. This is my favorite run around and do DPS to the enemy build. I know the bullfrog damage is low, that rate of fire. So, armor destruction, damage to enemy armor, and damage to elites was the primary focus, with a secondary of exotic damage, resilience, and resistances. I got predatory on this for mop up. I'm not running any stability mods on my bullfrog. Crit chance, crit damage, crit chance, optimal range, crit damage, crit chance, optimal range again, crit damage, reload speed, optimal range. And then on the UMP, I'm running crit chance, rate of fire, as you can tell, stability, crit chance, crit damage, crit chance, stability, accuracy, just a little bit of a mix. So this isn't 100% dialed in all the way to the nines, but it's real close. Like here, I would rather have exotic damage resilience. You see what I'm saying? Like, but it's really close. Firearms mods are damage to elites firearms. They're the old school ones, the 208s with 4%, not the 190s with 3% that I think I saw for sale on something earlier. I don't know when I saw that, but I thought I did. Again, this is a tip of the spear, so crit chance was the obvious choice here. Same with damage to elites, because we're stacking damage to elites and enemy armor damage and as much critical hit chance, critical damage that we can get. That's what we're looking for. Because that's what we're fighting. We're fighting yellow health barred enemies. So enemy armor damage, damage to elites. Maybe something instead of disorient, but it is what it is. Now, I went with a balance between 744 because I wanted to unlock all weapon talents. So that's why I have an electronics rolled backpack. It's got ammo capacity instead of like burn or whatever, but whatever. It's NPC fighting. If I have a reclaimer healer, then I need ammo, not resistances, per se. Critical hit damage was the choice I went with there. Again, damage to elites, first aid self-heal mods across the board. Assault rifle damage, crit chance, crit damage. Crit chance, not reload speed. I'm not worried about how fast I reload in PvE. We'll go over the character sheet. So 22k, not too bad. 22% crit chance with the bullfrog. 103% crit damage with it, not too shabby. So I get 15% all weapon damage bonus from the bullfrog talent. No. I get 15% from where? Yeah, the bullfrog talent. Okay, so on the bullfrog, I'll get 15%, and it's funny because it always made me wonder, these are two completely separate categories, so how these percentages add up, stack up, etc., etc. So 15% damage from the weapon from the bullfrog, the 12 from the gloves, then 57% damage to elites with 48% enemy armor damage, right? Like I'm shredding stuff. It's a lot of fun. The skill power, it was just enough for heals to be barely viable, but not to where it was a total waste. Running 4k electronics at 125k skill power. Like that's the sweet spot, I think. Again, 200k is all you really need. The fact that I'm at 230 on this build and still spitting the fire is just like fantastic. I feel a little more tanky than I actually should, is the way it feels. 30% protection from elites, 40% exotic damage resilience, you know, a little bit of burn, some disorient, which is nice. Just overall, this is my knock things down loadout. A full electronics build. This one is centered around the fire turret, running a two-piece, and it's a lot of fun. This is just letting the fire turret just melt everything. I went with a four-piece because of that bonus there that you can jump on a grenade essentially. Yeah, you don't get the damage buff. Whatever. Skill power, electronics was a little go on this build. Turret damage mods, I believe, are what I want. Turret duration is on here. Yeah, I need to swap that one out for a turret damage when I come across one. Electronics, skill power, skill haste. Skill haste here. Health on kill, I'd like, you know, something else, of course, but I'll take it. And skill haste. Turret damage. So yeah, that one turret health on turret mod would be ideal to change. The bullfrog again, now it's only doing 13k. Look at character sheet for this one. This is just throw the fire turret out and let it do its job. I run that I run this urban MDR primarily. So, I'm not, right? This isn't me to be tip of the spear. This is me to let my fire turret do all the work for me. Right at 200k, which is where I feel comfortable. Because I am running 4 pieces of final measure, I do get some protection from elites, the exotic damage resilience is nice as well. And there we go. There you can see I get some other resistances going. And then again the old 9k D3 build. And this is just a stand in there and face tank. That's all this thing's to do. I'm trying to get my skill power up to like 125, 130. Could some things be rolled better? Yeah, but the little bit of damage I do have makes dumping this SMG into their face just right. It makes it feel just right. With the amount of damage to elites and just the way this is all mixed out between skill power and stuff like that. Ballistic shield resilience, or damage resilience, is the signature ability. Resource gain, I know, it's a mess. It's a mess. Health on kill, I'd rather have something else there. Assault rifle damage would need to be switched over to SMG damage. Crit chance, I don't know why, I just do. Okay. $38, $76, 50% headshot damage. I don't know. If I ever do go to my assault rifle when the shield is down, at least it does some damage, you know? 27% damage to elites, a little bit of enemy armor damage. The weapon's got predatory in the unlockable slot, so that's at least a free talent. Again, the protection from elites helps, but practically no resistances, you know. It's just not optimized resistance-wise, like my PvP gear is and like some other things are. It's just not there. But this build here, for the final measure build, is hands down for group play. I honestly believe this is the most underrated build to run around and just do things with friends. I don't ever see anybody running a 4-piece final measure, let alone 1 or 2 pieces of final measure for the damage resistance from elites and stuff like that when running PvE content. So it's 12:42, 12:43 now. I want to leave you guys with some closing remarks and some statements about my build, and what I'll do is, while I do that, I got this lined up. Let's go shoot some stuff with my favorite build here. Let me show you the talents. Booster shot is for the damage resistance and increased damage proc. It has nothing to do with the heal. If I need to heal, I'll drop this on the ground and pop it. I'll make it explode for the instant heal from it. I play with a group, so this is just what I have linked. I'm doing DPS, so this is what it is. Med kit. That's getting my skills back, what I would probably do is swap that out for that. I don't run a pulse, so that would be, you know, it'd either be the DPS or the that. Since I'm not running in a group and I'm running solo, let's do this, because I don't need to run a medkit for anybody. And let's... do I want the extra life? Okay. Reach the signal area. So again, this was the build that enemy armor damage, damage to elites. Pickable? No. Well, we're right outside where we want to be. There's a phone recording in there too, that's good. Destroy active jammer. Let's
Jamming
get
device
business. Melt that armor away. Dead. It's got me in a bad spot. Alright. Let me gather all this junk up and then we'll... What was the next one? Find and eliminate lieutenants. Oh. Oh boy. I'm gonna need some ammo. She hurts. Might as well grab this phone recording while I'm here. It was inside, wasn't it?
Grandma? I froze it.
It'll be fun. Wow, lag spikes. I can only imagine how that's translating through to the stream. Let's get this way. Oh, how And I'm glad I took that instead of the DPS. Maybe in here wasn't the best idea. Hmm. Alright, let's get this other lieutenant out the way. You know what? Let's... Let's let the fire turret do all the work. Alright, let's go find some place where I can do some work with the fire turret. Oh, figures. want to show off how this thing melts yellows, not some purple. Reach the signal area. Here we go.
Today was scary, Grandma. I was outside looking.
Signal area. Yeah.
Jamming device active.
Well, that's nice.
Jamming device disabled.
Oh, that's not good.
Hey, Grandma. Well, the inevitable happened.
Well, there it is. It's a little showcase of the builds. I mean, that's a no-brainer as to what it does. You just walk up and face tank everything. The healer build, you know, we've seen time and time again. This is my new two favorite builds right here. This electronics final measure build, and then this 6-piece final measure. These are kind of like, this is what I've been running. This is just a lot of fun, just burning everything up with the turret and flashbanging them, and then knocking them down with the EDR. Like, it's just the MDR. It's just a lot of fun. And then when I'm playing with my buddies, tip of the spear kind of work, or the healer, or if we're doing something mission specific, you know. But it's an hour and 5 minutes. I hope the broadcast, I hope that the quality of the stream was up to par, and that the upload to YouTube will be as well. So that is the current state of my division characters, of my builds.